Hello everyone, my name is Olivia Gunawan. Today I will be presenting our research about the influences of Chinese culture on historical building in Surabaya. This research was conducted with Rea Griselda and Diana Tamrin. In 1867, the distribution of Chinese community was concentrated in Chinese Fourth or known as Karat Street. Therefore, the residential area and trade activity in Chinatown has grown rapidly as illustrated in Figure 1. The Chinese community started to grow and spread to the central parts of Surabaya. Evidently, the Chinese buildings can be found in the south of Chinatown. The buildings are located along the Kalimas River and were built in a row, as shown in Figure 2. The buildings with Chinese influences are found in the Chinatown area. The 6 buildings studied in this research are in northern Surabaya area, and the other are newer ones that can be seen spreading to the south area away from the coast. The buildings with Chinese ethnic style has decreased and are starting to disappear. Therefore, this research was conducted to find buildings with Chinese characteristics. It is expected that this cultural influence can be well documented and utilized as a valuable resource in historical studies, and cultural preservation as a basis for research, building design influence, and development of tourism. This research uses qualitative methods through triangulation analysis between literature data, field observation, and interview contextual inquiry. Literature study. This method supports and strengthens the result of the observation and the analysis based on previous research. Determination of the data source and object was done through purposive sampling technique. The considerations and criteria above exhibit the following indicators. First, the building has been occupied and managed by a Chinese citizen. Second, the building was built before 1967. The year was chosen on the basis of instruction president or government policy that prohibit the Chinese citizen to celebrate any religious or cultural event. And last, the building has a distinct Chinese cultural features. Interview contextual inquiry. The contextual inquiry interview was conducted through an interview process with one of the administrators of Bumbyo Temple and Hosangkote Temple as well as the owner of the Rumah Sembahyang Keluarga Han Beko to gather information that has never been known and has never been reviewed before. The information obtained were description of the history, symbols, and meaning of all the architectural and interior elements of the building. Descriptive analysis. The data collected from the observation and interview stages then become a benchmark to strengthen the result of analysis to address the hypothesis. Building typology. The Chinese building typology, according to Adiwigno and Handoko, are vertical rectangular type. It is called a vertical rectangle because the distance between main wall and the back wall is longer than the distance between the right and the left wall. On the other hand, horizontal rectangular type is widely used by people in rural areas. This building type is based on a main building with 3 covering walls and a barrier wall. Shihuyan type. Shihuyan consists of 3 buildings with the basic of Sanhuyan and the addition of a courtyard at the front, marked by the main gate on the right side. While in the Sanhuyan, the fence is in the middle. The concept of symmetrical and angular planning is used in the presence of a north-south orientation and a covering wall. Shihuyan is widely used in courtyard-type dwellings in the South China area. Combination or mixed type. This type is a combination of Sanhuyan and Shihuyan types which expand at the front yard. 3 buildings were added with the same composition as Sanhuyan and the gate is located in the middle. In the center of main building complex is the ancestral altar. This type of house is usually found in the wealthy areas in South China, in which they can add and expand the left and the right sides and the back with new buildings complexes with large complex corridors. The function of the gate shape is for the entrance to the Chinatown village and it has the Sheshan saddle roof formed with an arch. This kind of roof is often found in Chinese buildings in Indonesia. The use of distinctive red color in Chinese pattern building has a philosophical meaning which means luck and prosperity. Red also symbolizes fire and salt. Meanwhile, golden yellow is associated with the element of earth or center, which is regarded as the royal or imperial color. Both color in Feng Shui suggests that the use of color can change the mood and the balance of the qi, yin and yang, or brings harmony. Bunbyo Temple. The layout type used in Bunbyo Temple is a vertical rectangular extended backward with the courtyard Sanhuyan type and has a roof in the shape of Xiesan. It has 4 main pillars on the outside of the main building and 5 large doors as a symbol of the 5 earth elements, namely water, fire, metal, earth, and wood. The ceiling support from Taokong shows the constructive details of the joint between the columns and the beams. The room is also dominated by red and yellow. The floor on the Bunbyo Temple on the terrace has an Art Nouveau style floor pattern, namely the encaustic style. Rumah Sembayang Hanbeku. Rumah Sembayang Hanbeku has been adapted to the climatic conditions. This shape is similar to the characteristic of the joggle roof in traditional Japanese houses. However, the shape of the roof with a pointed arc is included in the Shiesan roof type, which is commonly used in Chinese houses in Indonesia. The structures of the building use the empire style, influenced by the Dutch colonnade style, which adopted the Greek style column, namely the Doric style. Doric style is characterized by its simple shape with a square capital and tubular shaft. The floor pattern on the porch of the Abuhan house is characterized by Dutch colonial culture, which can be seen by the use of tiles with encaustic pattern. In each courtyard, there is a Japanese robyong lamp, which has a branching feature and a pair function as a decorative light, which have a meaning for life. Rumah Sembayang Keluarga de Guanxing. Rumah Sembayang Keluarga de Guanxing was built by the Guanxing descendants during the Dutch colonial era. The layout form of the Guanxing house adopts a vertical rectangular type with a mixed courtyard type between the Shihuyan and Shaodongyan types. The roof of the prayer house of the Guanxing is Xuanshan type, which is in the form of a gable with an arc parallel to the gable. Hok An Kiong Temple. Hok An Kiong Temple has a roof shape of the Xuanshan type. The ceiling is left exposed to the open, showing a column to beam connection system. The colors used are dominated by 2 distinctive colors, red and yellow. The other colors on the wall diagonals are green, blue, and white. Each color has represent a value that will be explained in the table 1. All colors have a meaning to balance each other, yin and yang. The layout on the Hok An Kiong Temple adopted the vertical rectangular layout with Shihuyan courtyard type. Kiakia Kembang Jepun. Kiakia Kembang Jepun Gate is a road gate that marks the Chinese Wharf Strait and the Chinatown area in Surabaya. The gate has a Shiesan roof shape with a dragon ornament as decoration on the roof. The gate has 3 colors, namely red, gold, and green. Hongsan Koti Temple. The shape of the main gate and the entrance to the temple both have 3 doors following the characteristic of the temple building, which mean 3 realms. The use of red, green, and yellow colors remain the dominant color. The entrance gate has a roof in the form of Shiesan, and the shape of the building layout is a vertical rectangular type. The courtyard type at Hongsan Koti Temple is a mixed type, which is a combination of Sanhuyan and Shihuyan types. On the inside of the pagoda, there is an additional space which features like a temple with a description in writing on several altars using Japanese script, which is modified using Latin letters. The ornament around it use floral motif and leaf tendrils in gold. From the discussion that has been done, the conclusions are: first, the Chinese architectural style buildings and Chinatowns in Surabaya generally can still be found in the northern part of Surabaya. Second, the majority of Chinese buildings in North Surabaya uses an arrangement of 3 parallel doors at the entrance, which has a defined philosophy that comes from the 3 realms. 3. There was an acculturation process by Japanese and European cultures in several Chinese buildings in Surabaya. Thank you for your attention. See you next time.